Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 10, Chapter 10. Beside, Behind, Before. Part 3 of 3. Have in view always the glory of the goal. You are now having your feet on the very first rung of the ladder, which will take you to the heights of bliss and peace. The climb is arduous and full of the dangers of slips, but you have to bear them in steady perseverance, having in view always the glory of the goal, how much agony the stone has to suffer, in order that it be turned into an exquisite, entrancing idol. Even this chair was a block of misshapen wood. It was sawed, planed, cut, shaped, fixed, and smoothened, and it was suffering all that torture, so that it could serve us and get the joy of the service. The saints Jayadeva, Tukaram, Kabir, Gauranga, Ramakrishna, Ramadas, all had to go through travail and tragedy so that they could see God and merge in Him. They have won permanent niches in the temple of human memory. Take the instance of Pundarika. He had such impregnable faith in the Vedic injunction to revere the mother and the father. Matro Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, that he refused to serve Lord Krishna when he appeared before him, to shower his grace, for at that time he was engaged in massaging the feet of his parents. He would not interrupt that service even for a split second to touch the feet of the Lord. His Guru Tukaram came in at that moment and admonished him for being so adamant in the observance of the Vedic rule. My God is just now here before me, asking that the feet be massaged. Let this God who has come wait until these gods are served. This God has put in his appearance only now, but these have been with me ever since birth. I feel the divine presence in them every day of my life, and I recognize them as divine. The service he rendered to his parents pleased Krishna so much that he stayed on and still stays on at Pandapur. Experience the divine in yourselves first. Before you experience the divine in every being in the universe and in every cell and storm, you have to experience it in yourselves. Each act, word, and thought must be charged with that awareness. There was a millionaire once who was bothered by two aches, one in his stomach and the other in his head. He was diagnosed and treated. He was treated by a galaxy of medical experts. He consumed heavy loads of drugs and underwent hundreds of injections. But the aches persisted with greater vigor than ever before. At last, a Swami monk arrived at the scene of his agony. He spoke very kindly to him and pronounced the fault to be in his eye. Set right the eye, and the head on top and the stomach below would both behave very sweetly. To improve the eye, concentrate on only one color. Concentrate on green, he suggested. Do not let your eyes fall on red or yellow or any other color. The millionaire got together a group of painters and purchased barrels of green color and directed that every object on which his eye was likely to fall be painted thick green, just as the Ashtagraha calamity, that is, the ominous astrological phenomenon of 8 heavenly bodies reaching a straight line in space, which was thought to be avoided, by superstitious persons through ceremonials of exorcism resulted in a rich harvest for priests. The millionaire's malady resulted in a rich harvest for paint craftsmen. Clarify your eyes to see God in everyone. When the Swami came back to him after about 10 days, the craftsman ran towards him with a bucket of green paint, for he wore a red gown. He wondered why and got the answer that their master dare not cast his eye on any color other than green, lest the aches may return. The Swami reprimanded the patient and said that he had wasted lakhs of rupees as a result of his monumental stupidity. If only you had purchased a pair of green spectacles worth perhaps 4 rupees, you could have saved these walls and trees and pots and fans and chairs and sofas, and also a pretty large share of your fortune. You cannot paint the world green. Change your vision, and the world will appear accordingly. Let the eye be charged with the divine. It will see all as God. It is foolish to try and shape the world. Shape yourself as the embodiment of peace, love, and reverence. Then you will see all as love and compassion and humility. Your work as Sevadal members and as volunteer helpers must correct your vision, clarify your eyes, enable them to see God in everyone. Then that awareness will transmute every word, thought, and deed of yours into a benediction. Cleanse the heart by listening to spiritual discourses, seeking the company and comradeship of the righteous, the simple, the sincere, the seekers, and by cultivating goodness of character and sweetness of disposition. Fill your hearts with the sweet, fragrant waters of prema, love. Then every act of yours, every word of yours, which are like the water drawn from the tank through the taps, tongue, hand, brain, etc., will be sweet and fragrant. If the tank is filled with pollution, how can the word be helpful, or the thought beneficent, or the deed commendable? Seek chances of helping others, embodiments of the divine. All these days you discharged the duties willingly undertaken, in the right spirit and with real sincerity. I am very pleased with you. You can draw nearer to the divine if you continue to mold your lives in the pattern, even after this urgency passes off. You are setting a good example to Sai volunteers in other parts of the country. Of course, something turns up now and then, even in your work, which is not quite up to the mark. Some reservation, some twist or turn or speech or action, which had better not been. But this is quite natural and can be corrected with some cautious watching. I know that you are serving with so much enthusiasm and joy because it is Swami's work and Swami's service in which you are engaged. As a matter of fact, Dharmakshetra, the piece of virtue, is yours, your own home. And your hearts are my home. Swami will safeguard the purity of your heart, which is his home. Now that you are carrying on this part of his mission so satisfactorily, Swami will bless you with his presence around, beside, behind, and before you. I shall be here again in the course of this year, for I appreciate the work that you and all others connected with the Dharmakshetra are carrying on. Meanwhile, remember three things always. Continue seva, selfless service. Wherever you are, seek chances of helping others. Never lose an opportunity of using your skills and enthusiasm for the alleviation of sorrow, pain, or distress. Again, do not omit to neglect or postpone your own particular spiritual sadhana. Study, japam, dhyanam, bhajan, namasankirtan, recapitulation, meditation, group singing of the name and glory of God, and other such disciplines. Above all, have the faith that Swami is with you at all times and all places. End of part 3 of 3. Dharmakshetra, Bombay, May 21st, 1970. Obstacles that come in the way are often treated with a certain amount of resentment by the pilgrims on the spiritual path. But these tests are to be treated as ensuring safety. You drive a nail into the wall to hang a picture thereon. But before hanging the picture, you try to see whether the nail has been well driven in by shaking it. When you are certain it does not shake even when all your strength is used, you become bold enough to hang the picture on it. You must welcome tests because it gives you confidence and it ensures promotion. Sri Sathya Sai Baba.